This is the Better Life Podcast, CashFlow Friday edition. What's up, everyone? My name is Brandon Turner, and this here is
Cathcart.
Cam. I'm excited for episode 1 of CashFlow Fridays.
Dude, it's amazing. It's going to be so good.
It's going to be so good. We've already recorded a few of them. We'll be releasing them over the next few weeks and months and years. But we want to give everyone today a quick breakdown on what is CashFlow Friday, why are we doing it, why does it matter, and what are we doing after this at the gym?
Yes.
Getting ripped.
We're getting ripped.
That's what we're going to do after this.
Shredded.
So we're in a hurry to get out of this episode because we're going to go shredded at the gym. Why don't we start with this? Cam, is cash flow even possible in 2024 and beyond?
It is. It 100% is, but you have to be creative with it.
Yeah.
Or different strategies.
Yeah. Because it doesn't work like it used to. Like the old days, it was you put 20% down on a house, just a rental house that was already fixed up and beautiful. And because you're paying a 3.1% interest rate on it, that thing cash flowed at $300 a month. And it was like, that was real estate 10 years ago. And so today you do that and your payment's 3 times higher than it was because you're paying 7 or 8% interest rate and prices have doubled. And all of a sudden that rent has only gone up by 20%. So it doesn't work anymore.
You're negatively cash flowing. That's the hardest thing in our business right now. Because I love long-term single family rentals.
Me too.
And we cannot find cash flowing properties.
Yeah.
Ever.
And so the world tends to say, cash flow doesn't exist. It's gone. There's a lot of websites out there, a lot of gurus who are like, cash flow's dead, cash flow's gone, 2024, cash flow's dead. But as I'm reminded from that great book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, which everyone says is like the game-changing book, which I agree. And the quote in that book that changed my life, like really changed my life, is Kiyosaki said in there, rich people don't say I can't afford it. Rich people say, how can I afford it? And so if we translate that to finding deals, it's rich people don't say there's no cash flow. Rich people ask, how do I get cash flow? And that, my friends, is the focus of CashFlow Friday. So every Friday, we are going to release a new episode of the Better Life Podcast. So we still release on Tuesday? Is that right, Carson? We're still doing Tuesdays. So Tuesdays, the main episode comes out. They're always an hour and a half long, sometimes longer, sometimes a little shorter. Full-on interviews about their person's life, their real estate, how they got started, their family, like what they love about their spouse, like what they're working out in the gym with. Like we hit a lot of things on a Tuesday. And we focus around real estate investing, obviously, but this show is going to be different in a few ways. What's one of the ways it's different?
It's going to be 25 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes long. So you can listen to it on a walk, on a drive. Because
we're not going to start with, tell us about your first deal, second deal, third deal. There's no fluff at all. And now I like fluff. I like story. I'm a story person. This episode is not that. If you wanted to know about the person's history and their past, you're going to have to wait until they're on a full-on episode. This is cash flow focused. So we start with, what's it called? The Fast Five. It says 5 questions like, who are you? What do you do? Like, what's your niche?
What's your niche? What's your
niche
strategy? Niche. What area do you invest in? Niche.
We should
if
every
people
episode
put in the comments,
please,
who is right? Is it niche
or niche? Is it a hard sh or is it a soft sh, like Shirley Temple?
Niche sounds more
French.
Yeah, it just
obnoxious.
Sounds better. No, pretentious maybe a little bit. It might be a little.
Just my niche. It's like
my niche.
It's like somebody who says Porsche.
Yes,
and I'm like, no, it's Porsche. Like we're Americans. I don't know. Anyway, so yes, it is much shorter. We dig into their niche. We should actually every episode of the show we're going to debate this every time for years. Just niche and niche. Yeah, shorter, to the point, direct. But they're still interview based, but they are not in person. Now, if you have been a long time listener to the show, you'll know this show, we typically record every single one in person. These episodes, we're just doing online. So that way we can interview more people who maybe couldn't just fly out to Maui on a whim to do a show. Now we can hit more people in more markets around the country faster, giving you just more information for free. So fun. That's kind of it. What are some examples? Well, let's go over a few examples of that we're going to be talking about.
So we're going to talk about like some fun ones. Rent by the room.
Yeah, we interviewed a guy named Miller that's coming out. Miller McSwain talking about Rent by the Room.
Great.
Yeah, that guy scaled up fast.
And I think that's such like that. That's my favorite one out of all of them. I think.
I love it.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about it, but we're going to talk Rent by the Room.
Yep.
Midterm rental.
Yeah.
Short-term rental.
Mobile home parks.
Mobile home parks.
Yeah, we talked to a gentleman about that.
I like you had the idea of lending. I think private lending is a great way to get cash flow. So just learning all of the ways people in real estate are still cash flowing a high amount without having to do much work.
I agree. I also want to make sure we find some people doing boutique hotels, people doing like the BRRRR strategy, how to make it still work today. Assisted living. I'm a huge fan of assisted living. And then a lot of times cash flow is found from what I call in the book on investing in real estate with no and low money down. I have a chapter called creative combinations.
Yeah.
And the reality is that usually it's not one strategy, it's usually two. So it's like BRRRRing into rent by the room, or, you know, some kind of combination. Is usually what creates the magic. And so we'll talk a lot about that on the show.
Like even, this is going to be next week, so I can talk about it a little bit. But like with Miller's strategy that we talk about next week, if he started focusing on off-market deals and BRRRRing into that, imagine how much more the cash flow would be.
So there are ways to maximize these. So that I'm excited about this show, y'all. I hope y'all are as well. Again, we're going to get out of here now and get you back to your regular listening schedule. But we'll see you next Friday for next week's official Cash Flow Friday episode. And we appreciate you guys tuning in. If you have not left a rating and or review on the show, if you're listening on iTunes, like go into Apple or iTunes, whatever, find the show, The Better Life Podcast with Brandon Turner and Cam Cathcart, and leave us a review. Hopefully we've earned a 5-star. That actually does affect the algorithm. It helps them, Apple, know that this is a good show. If you listen on Spotify, same exact thing. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then give a little comment that you did. It really, really helps us out a lot and reach more people with the message that financial freedom is still doable. Cash flow is still doable, even in a crazy market like we're in today. That's all I got, man.
Let's get out of here. Let's go work out.
Let's go work out, man. Let's go get pumped. Everybody else, have a good day and go get to the gym too. We'll see you there.
See ya.